Hey, this is Stacy Blood, Chief Marketing Coordinator for ATM Aquarium Products. We're going to talk about Agent Green. This is our high-powered phosphate remover because it utilizes lanthanum chloride. That's what makes it so powerful. Now, lanthanum chloride is a rare earth element that's going to conduct a three-part ion exchange with calcium and phosphate. So really what it's doing when it goes into the water is it's going to find the calcium and it's going to bind these up. Utilizing the calcium, it's going to drop your phosphate out, and it's going to make a new particle that's an insoluble bead that drops the phosphate out of your system. Now, it's insoluble, meaning it's not, once it's been formed, it's not going to dissolve back into your aquarium. And this is important because one of the problems of phosphate is that it's actually food for algae. So once it's down to this state, it won't be able to be utilized by algae. So we're going to talk about calcium. Because lanthanum chloride utilizes calcium, you might want to have some calcium in your system. So when the lanthanum chloride goes in, we're going to make a little diagram, and I'm going to show you exactly how the lanthanum chloride is working with your calcium to remove the phosphate. So let's take your dose of lanthanum chloride, let's make that X's, okay? And then we're going to have your calcium, we're going to make those O's. And then we're going to have your phosphate, let's make those dashes. Okay? Now, if you don't have enough calcium, you're not going to get as much phosphate out as you want. So let's say this is one dose of lanthanum chloride, you want to remove this much phosphate. Well, if you've only got this much calcium, let's cancel that out with this. Well, you're going to only get that out and you're going to leave this. So it's to your benefit to increase calcium levels in your system so that you have enough to remove the 1 ppm a day that we recommend with Agent Green, and that leads us to dosage. Now, dosing Agent Green is very important. It's a very crucial part of the process. Now, just like many other aquatic additives that you'll put in the aquarium, if you put too much, well, you're going to have problems. But this is the same with Agent Green. The rules are the same. You want to make sure that you dose properly. Now, we want to stick to a 1 ppm per day. Now, the reason we want to do this is because, as we covered in the previous step, is that lanthanum chloride, while removing phosphate, is also going to remove calcium. So if you're to remove too much calcium, your pH might drop. So we don't want to do too much of the Agent Green so that we're taking out too much calcium. Even though you may have a lot of phosphate, you're going to have to do this every day so that you bring it down to 0. For instance, if you test your phosphate, let's say we have 5 ppm of phosphate. Okay, now this is going to take you 5 days to bring that down, and that's going to bring it down safely. Now, yeah, it is 5 days, but you know what? You know you're going to get that 1 ppm out every single day until it returns you to a 0 ppm value, and that's where you want to be. Okay, so remember that, 1 ppm per day, follow the dosing instructions on the bottle. However many ppm you have, that's how many days it's going to take to bring it down. Now, after you've brought it down to 0, that's going to be up to you to find out exactly how fast phosphate is leaching into your system, because every aquarium is different. There's really no set of rules that we can make on how often to dose Agent Green for everybody because all the systems are different. So what you'll want to do after you've brought it down to 0 is find out how fast your phosphate is leaching. So after a day, 2 days, 3 days, find that value. And whatever that value is, that's how much phosphate you know you're going to have after so many days, and that's how you know how often to dose Agent Green. So, to conclude, Agent Green, lanthanum chloride, it's totally safe for your aquatic environment, be it freshwater, marine, reef, it doesn't matter. Follow the instructions, and I think you're going to be very happy with the results. You're going to be a happy camper. You can find Agent Green at your favorite local pet store or your favorite online retailer. And as we always say here at ATM, trust the shark.